The Sun has revealed that a little-known clothing brand that makes coats, North Face, has been offering customers a 20% discount, but only if they agree to complete a racial inclusion course. So as promised, here is my experience, or should I say lived experience of the course. And I did try, I really did have a go at this to get my 20% discount. Not that I'd ever buy anything from them. After signing up, I was told that the outdoors is for everyone, but not everyone feels that way, and that people of colour are less likely to go climbing, hiking, skiing, snowboarding and trail running. Well, I wouldn't want to do any of these things myself, but leaving that to one side. So the solution is that we must take a white privilege test. So which of the following statements are true when it comes to diversity and the outdoors? I opted for diversity as taking over the conversation in the outdoors, which seemed a very sensible answer. But I was told that was wrong, and I had to choose another answer. And it goes on that every time you choose an answer, unless you say what they want, so next answer was diversity creates siloed communities for people of colour, you get a message saying, no good, you've got to do it again. You've got to give the answer that North Face wants you to give, which seems to me, when it's a matter of opinion, to be a pretty totalitarian approach. And why do they think that people of colour can be answered for by them rather than doing it for themselves? And let me say, because I live off a footpath in northeast Somerset, everybody's welcome on that footpath as long as they stick to the footpath. And the short answer, won't surprise you, I failed the diversity test because I have independent opinions. But the good news is that we live in a free market. So instead of buying from Scarface, people can go to Colombia or Patagonia, which are apparently also clothing companies. But I confess that when the 35-year-old coat that I wore here this evening, eventually wears out, I will visit Henry Poole, who make exceedingly good coats. You could say they are the Mr. Kipling of coats. Well, with me now is my panel, criminal barrister and former Tory MP, Jerry Hayes, and the author and journalist, Michael Crick. Michael, isn't it just weird that a capitalist company actually supports Black Lives Matter, which wants to overthrow capitalism and defund the police, and offers a discount on the basis that you agree with its rather spurious political opinions?
Well, it does seem to me a rather dodgy survey. And if you think about it, I mean, can they really afford a 20% discount to all of their customers if all of their customers got this right? I mean, it would be a severe dent in their profits. And, I mean, it's just ridiculous, this survey. And nobody should have anything to do with it.
I think it's also a bit of a con.
Yeah.
Because I'd be very surprised if many people could be bothered to spend the time it requires. With most surveys, you do them in about 5 minutes. This goes on and on and on. I stopped after a few minutes because it was so dull. Jerry,
it's virtue signalling, isn't it? Nothing more than that.
You're pretty virtuous, so wouldn't you give a virtue signal?
At all. I'd love to be, but sadly not. No, I mean, I had to go through one of these tests as a barrister. We all have to do it. And here was our trainer who said, of course, we accept diversity, equality, and all. Yes. And we all accept as well that Boris Johnson is a fascist, as his government is. Which we all said, whoa, no.
And that's the hypocrisy of this type of test, because you're not allowed any diversity of opinion.
Of course
you have to have the opinion of the company,
yes. And
or
also,
you fail.
I think it's also, there's something, I mean, this attempt to get more people of colour to go to the national parks and the Lake District and so on. At the end of the day, it's their choice. People come from people have different cultural backgrounds, family backgrounds. They like walking, they might they may not like walking. And people can try this for themselves, and if they choose. But to try and force it, and to try and make everybody do exactly the same thing in this world, I don't think it's right.
It's also obvious demographics, that when people come to this country, they go to big cities to start with, and then gradually they go out into the countryside, and that takes time. It takes potentially generations. It's not that there's any hostility.
No,
I think it's all absolutely bizarre. Now, we have been in touch with North Face for comment, but apparently they were too busy to reply.